Hey friends, this is Shelley Webb here from Lamar County, reporting to you with our coronavirus update news locally. This is just from a spot in my bedroom, so it's not going to be professional. But I guess you didn't need to know that. Let's see. What the 3 topics today have to do with boosting your own immune system. It's something we need to do all the time. It's never going to hurt us. And just scoot into it as carefully as you can without upsetting the family. The other one's kind of talking just about a few things about why we're very reluctant to close down. Is it that time? Peekaboo. All right. The other one is concerning people that live in very rural areas, which that includes so much of Lamar County. But we do have a wide variety. We have more rural than we would any kind of urban or large city. So we'll get to that. The first tip, I'll give you a few tips every time if as time permits. I'm going to be as quick as possible with the... Let me turn that back on so you can have something light back there. There we go. Okay. Immune system, boosting your immune system. I wanted to find some natural, healthy ways that are not expensive. If you've heard about pine needle tea before, from pine trees, the pine needles. Part is, I'm just going to report briefly on an article that I read yesterday in Texas Monthly, great Texas magazine. And yes, it may be an extreme story, but we're just going to take it as it goes. The article is about a woman who lives near Glen Rose, and I don't know how near Glen Rose, but she's in a very rural location, the southwest area of the Metroplex. Well, outside the Metroplex in the Hill Country. She they have a ranch, animals. They're not exposed to other people much at all. So this whole shutdown thing was kind of cool for her. She has animals she enjoys taking care of, and just spending some time in those wide open spaces. That there were only just a few things for their family. They ordered what they needed online and went to pick it up like you can do at Kroger, Walmart, some of those where they come and put it in the car, so there's like no real interaction. When she was out and had to run an errand, she had mask, gloves. Sounds like she's overdone it for many people. But the really interesting side of it is that yes, she did catch coronavirus. And again, yes, she didn't know that it was coronavirus. She thought that with the change of the seasons, there's some allergies, headache. It's easy to really brush this thing off and then get yourself in a bind, especially when you live way far out. And then when you run into people that you talk to, they're like, oh, I had it. It was no big deal. You know, I ran a little fever one day. I'm like, haha, I'm so glad. Thank you. So glad it went well with you. Trying to figure out a way to help us all to be not so judgmental. That, of course, it's hitting our older population much harder. But we also see it hitting some of the younger population. We see that it's also, as it's a novel coronavirus we're beginning to learn more and more about it, we see that it's also impacting some young folks that did not realize they had any type of underlying health conditions. Just for instance, we're going to say the diabetes, the juvenile diabetes. some of them don't know they have it until they begin to pass out, work in sports, and doing real well, and then can't get out of the bed, and you go, this is really odd. And some of our fun Texas big cowboy hat ideas are kick it out. Just go ahead, work it out, walk it out. Come on, let's go. Let's roll, guys. And when you run into that with some major health issues, then those are some of the binds that we run into. Yes, we're reluctant to close down, especially close down our schools. Talks about the learning that, I wonder if I can turn that back on. We talked a lot about that. As an educator, we can talk more about it. How much of the education are they losing? And it's usually the kids that are far behind anyway. It's usually the ones that are struggling. So as volunteers, excuse me, we may need to plan some things that we can do. I did not plan on Aki being part of the video today. Yeah, put her away, and then she started talking, and then it was peekaboo. So here she is. She may or may not visit us each time. Okay, I'm going to try to hold it here at 7 minutes. Please, if you have questions, put them in the comments below on my YouTube channel. I will read those and answer them every day. And I think it's time for us to say goodbye, baby. Yeah, she's going to straighten my hair for me. Alrighty, everyone. I love you. Be safe.